Um, Things are going as they would expect to be. Both high schools are operating on the regular schedule. The attendance is at what we'd expect it to be, and for the most part, teaching and learning is taking place, and the schools are dealing with any students who might be needing some assistance on an individual basis.
When you say that attendance is what you would expect it to be on a normal day, or what you'd expect it to be given what has happened?
It's regular attendance,
Okay.
so there's no difference in attendance from what there would be on any other day.
And do they have counselors? Are they crisis counselors, or what are they?
Each school actually has guidance counselors on site. So in both cases, those counselors are at the school and available. In the case of Millwood, we had some support go out in the morning to see if we were needed. In fact, it turns out that the school was operating just fine, and so we've pulled back, and the schools are just managing as they would in dealing with students as issues arise.
So kids are not reaching out for extra help?
I think there's lots of conversation happening, whether it's among kids or whether it's kids with their teachers or even with the principal or the vice principals. But overall, and both principals seem to say that the students have actually moved on, and it's the adults who continue to talk a little bit about it, which is somewhat understandable because we always debrief after incidents like that to see if there are things that worked well, things that we need to improve upon, how might we manage things if something similar happened in the future.
All right. Let's talk about the difference between hold and secure and lockdown. I know you're usually really quick to say, don't say lockdown, but this case we did have both. So what's the difference between them?
Well, there's a couple of differences. In both cases, access to and from the building is restricted, but with a hold and secure, people can actually move around the building as they normally would inside the building. In a lockdown, people are asked to go stay in their classroom or go to a supervised area, and they're to remain there. The lights would be off, there would be very little or no talking, and if there are windows and doors, students would be staying away from those because of the potential threat it might cause if they were seen through those windows or doors.
It's certainly not uncommon, or anyway, we're certainly used to dealing with a hold and secure. You know, it seems to be a process and it happens. Lockdown maybe a little bit less common. This seems to be different in that there was actually a bag of guns and ammunition found. How concerning is this to the school board?
Well, I think obviously anytime a school's operation is disrupted, that's a concern. The fact of the matter that there were weapons found in the close vicinity of a school, very much concerning for everyone involved. The police will determine the intent or as part of their investigation what transpired there, but just the simple fact that these were found near a school gives everybody cause for concern because you think of the what ifs. But we really, in the end, have to put that aside and then focus on what did happen and how the school reacted. In the case of both Millwood and at Lockview yesterday, the fact of the matter is the schools did exactly what they are trained to do, and very much the thanks for how that unfolded has to go to the staff and to the students.
And the three students who are facing, or sorry, the three people who are facing charges, are they all students?
I can't share that at this time. It's personal information. I wouldn't be able to confirm or suggest that they are or not students in our schools.
They're not identified though, because they're young offenders.
That's right, but it would still be personal information, so we don't, as a matter of course, share information about if a person is a student or where they might attend.
Okay.
Quick to Sean?
We don't even need it.
Quick